Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner of Worthyworthitpriceless, and today's podcast is titled Just Start. I know a lot of people want to start things and they don't know where to start. And it's just quite simply, just start. And I know it doesn't seem, so profound to just say, just start, but that's basically how you're going to get started, is just to start. If you're someone who possibly don't know what you want to do, think about write down the things that you like to do, and find out what or which one of them are you're strongest with or whatever, and follow that. What if you say, okay, well, Tammy, I actually just like sitting at home. And, I actually just like sitting at home and just being on my phone. Then find a way to just sit and you can actually even create a business just at home on your phone for the most part. And you're just researching for other people. There's a way to do everything that you want to do, but you have to start somewhere. And even if you say, okay, well, I like to do YouTube videos, but I don't have, cameras or this, that, and the third. Don't think about having the biggest technology or anything to actually get started. Most people, you could just start on your phone. If your phone has a camera on it, then do a video that way. There's ways to actually get things done. If that's not your speed, if you just don't want to do it like that, then there's other avenues to be able to get a camera. There's HSN, there's QVC, Fingerhut. And I think if you rent a center, stuff like that. But those are for, like, if you just want to do something where you can just make payments and you don't have like $500, $600 to actually just make payment, all at once, to just drop on a camera or whatever. Or even if you find even one of those other smaller ones when you can actually just record. And that's actually how I started. I started doing videos for YouTube. I had like a compact camera or something like that I got off of HSN. And then I ended up buying a video recorder. And then I just moved up to a Canon. So it's like you just basically have to start somewhere. And a lot of times we want like the biggest technology and we want everything to look crisp and look perfect, but it's not going to be that way. And also, why not tell other people, to a certain extent, people that you could possibly trust, what you want to do or what is your ideas. Because you never know, someone around you might have that same idea, or they may be able to point you into the right direction or anything like that. But a lot of times we keep everything on the inside, and a lot of times we're kind of dying on the inside because we're not doing what we really want to do. And also with that, also try to be consistent with what you're doing. I know that I haven't really been consistent, especially with everything that was going on last year. And now I feel like I have to rebuild everything. By the grace of God, the podcast is doing great, and thank you all for supporting the podcast. I just celebrated being over 1,000 plays and on all platforms and everything. And I've only been doing podcasting for a few months, and to get that, to get over 1,000 plays, like on all platforms, like, wait, hey, that's great, but I had to start somewhere. I never even imagined being on the podcast. As you may or may not know, I started out doing a blog, and then I went to YouTube, and then now it's the podcasting. And the podcast actually has more views than at least the YouTube channel or whatever. But I would never gotten there had I just not started. And a lot of times we allow ourselves to stop us, and we start letting fear and doubt and what am I going to do, or even looking or comparing ourselves to what other people are doing, especially like the influencers and stuff like that. And you can't compare yourself to that, because it takes a lot to actually do a podcast. It takes a lot to do Instagram and all that stuff. A lot of times that people think that it's just so easy. Like, oh my God, you have a podcast, you have a blog, you have a, basically all the stuff. Oh, you have your own business, this, that, and the third. But what people don't realize is that it's a lot of work. And a lot of times everybody isn't equipped to do that. Not trying to be rude or, harsh about it, but everybody isn't equipped to do that. So that's why you should find out what is best for you to do. Because a lot of times, okay, just a quick example. When I just did that video on Friday, that was probably like the quickest video I've ever done. You know what I mean? Because when I had to actually get everything together, once I got everything together, sat down, started recording, one of the SD cards I had in the camera, it wasn't working. So when I actually got the SD card that actually was working, got down, started doing the video, and I look up and the battery was dying. So I had to hurry up and rush and do the video. And then once I was doing the editing in the video, as you see, everywhere it says turn the volume down and then up. Well, I put the intro on the video, but somehow the video didn't record as loud. So then I had to change all of that, and it's a lot of work. And some people would sit up there and it's like, you know what, this is not for me. But that's why you just have to love what you're doing, because it's not going to always be easy. It's not going to be every day, hey, I can just sit down in front of the camera and this, that, and the third. And I know it's like, well, you probably could have been a little bit more prepared. But it was a lot of things that's happening even before I actually even did that. It was like, you know what I mean? So it takes a lot. But if you're doing something that you love, it wouldn't be a problem. It probably won't be that much of a problem to you. And it will just be a learning experience. So back to the consistency. Make sure that when you're doing something that you love, make sure that you're consistent with it. That's why I wanted to start doing podcasts more. I probably won't have an actual schedule on doing podcasting, but at least for the videos, I wanted to at least do them at least every Friday, because I know I'll be able to do those on Friday. So at least once a week, I'll actually have that done. And that's how you can get an audience as well. You get an audience because people know, okay, you're consistent or whatever. If I need, whatever your expertise is, people love seeing new videos from you, especially if they support you. But if you're here 1 minute and then a month from now, then you come back, and then you come back 2 months later, they're not going to follow you. Like, you will, your followers will dwindle down. Because why? Because you're not consistent. So it's not even just doing things like this, but it's even in life. Just be consistent, and don't be so hard on yourself. Like, oh, I should have it like this or have it like that, because I see a lot of times, like, even like I just stated before, the influencers, they're leaving off a lot of social media platforms because of how much work it takes to actually get things done. And if you're doing it for trying to get fame and all of that stuff, it takes time. And if you're doing it for that, you're more than likely you're in it for the wrong reasons, because a lot of times there's no money, and especially in the beginning stages of anything. When I started doing pillows, I got, probably orders at the beginning, and then everything dwindled down. And that's why I was actually going from different ideas to different ideas. Why? Because I was thinking about it in the wrong way. I was doing it because I loved it, but then when the money came in, my focus became a little bit tainted, and all of a sudden I'm doing stuff, that I probably wouldn't normally do, or ideas, and just, I was somewhat just chasing money, trying to find out whatever ideas, and then you waste a lot of money trying to do those things. So then it's just, you're basically getting nowhere. But with that being said, hopefully that did not deter you, because it actually sounded like it could. But the thing is, just start somewhere. Even if it's not where you're going, and even if you don't really have a solid plan, just start. Because as you're going, people will give you ideas. You'll start thinking of new ideas, and it'll also be like a process of elimination, like I just stated in my last podcast, where I said, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to be doing the home decor pillows anymore because they're not working. And a lot of times, like, maybe you might have an idea that you want to do one thing, and then as you keep going, it's like, you know, it's just a process of elimination about what you want to do. Because even like I seen somewhere where someone was talking about podcasting, and it was the same thing. They were just saying just start, and as they were going along, that's how they were basically getting a feel for how their channel was going to go, one way or the other. And if you just start, that's the same thing that'll happen for you. So don't give up on your dreams. Just start it. Even if it's like the smallest thing, getting a business card or something like that, and just telling one person or telling someone, oh yeah, this is what I'm thinking about doing, this is my business or whatever. Even if you may not have everything all ducks in a row for the most part, they may not know that, but I bet once you start, you'll feel so much better about yourself, and you'll feel so much better about what you're doing. And you never know. Sky's just the limit. You never know where God will take you. And God will open up doors, especially if he sees it that you're actually working towards something, especially towards your purpose, or, you know, whatever is actually in your heart. And I know that God will see you through. So until next time, continue to have a worthy, worth, and a priceless life. Bye.